I ran out of battery. And while I'm filming this exact moment, I don't know how much of this progress you actually saw. Sorry, we'll figure it out in the edit, which you probably will have already seen. There you go. If you hear noise in the background, it's because the apartment building that's adjacent to my house is in a perpetual state of construction. They have been building and destroying and making things for probably going on 3 years straight. I couldn't possibly know what's going on over there, but it's just nonstop. It's become a thing. But that's not why I'm here to talk to you today. What I'm here to talk to you today about is sucking less. It's really distracting. It's like they're drilling or grinding something or sawing. I don't know. It's super distracting right now. Some time ago, I saw this interview with Matt Damon, and he was talking to someone. I went to go look this up on the internet. I could not find it, but I remember seeing it vividly. I just don't remember any of the other parties involved, but it was Matt Damon. So Matt Damon's having this conversation with this interviewer, and he's telling him about this scene that he was filming with the director of the particular film they're talking about, and how he was off in the distance with whoever else he was acting with. The director and the whole camera crew was way over here up on a hill. At one moment, the director yells, "Cut!" and then gets down off of the chair, comes walking down the steps, comes across this really long pathway till he gets all the way to Matt, walks right up to Matt and says, "Suck less," and then walks away. I love that story because it's kind of a mystery, but it's also very simple. Suck less. Or as I like to reframe it, a little less eloquently, get better. You know, I've talked about daily vloggers for a little bit here and how most of them probably shouldn't be doing that because their life is just not that interesting. Or they have no capability of taking the mundane and making it interesting because they just don't know how to do it. They keep putting up these videos knowing that they're gonna get more views and more views and more followers. But at the end of the day, their content is just lame. And it's because they don't try harder to get better. And there's a bunch of people that are getting into this space of the daily vlog because they feel like it's where they can find their success, but none of them are actually asking themselves, how can they do it well? Some of you may know Roman Atwood, and I may get some haters on this, but Roman doesn't even know I exist. He's hugely popular, massive following, daily vlogger, and I tried watching him, but it's just not that interesting. And it's not that he leads a boring life, it's just how he framed it. The edits of his life are just not compelling. Really, my point is this. I came here into this platform to see what I could do. And if you go back to my earlier videos, I've gotten better. Have I gotten dramatically better? I don't know, you be the judge. But I've gotten better because I'm constantly trying to figure out how I can do better, how I can show more, how I can be more interesting. I also talked about how I was kind of riding Casey's coattails a little bit for me to figure out what my style is. And I think I've found that. My stuff still probably has some semblance to Casey's work, a little bit, but then Casey didn't invent that style either. So I'm following that path, and then as I go, I learn new things. So I shoot different, I edit different, I film different, I talk different, I do different things as I'm going, and I'm learning what works and what doesn't. A lot of these people don't do that. A lot of people in a lot of categories don't try to do new things. I don't care if you're a videographer or a painter or an artist or a writer or whatever. A lot of people just don't try to do more, to learn more, to be better. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, not surprising, because I want to see what other people are doing, see what works and see what sucks, and to see who's growing to suck less. I started watching a lot of filmmaker-oriented videos where it's people talking about how filmmakers and film editors and film writers do their thing, like big picture stuff. It's enlightening, it's mind-blowing, and the things that they think about when they're shooting a film and editing a film and directing a film, and things that they think about that separate a great film from a just okay film. Like these tiny, tiny little nuanced little things that you and I probably don't know we see, but we see them, or we hear them, or we perceive them, or we absorb them. And it's those details that separate good from great. I'm not saying I'm good or great. All right, let's talk for a sec in the middle of this other talk. So what happened here is interesting because I'm sitting here talking to you about sucking less. And as I'm re-watching and editing this clip, I'm realizing I'm sucking more. I'm being hypercritical, of course, but I realized that while talking about this very subject, I wasn't taking my own medicine. And I felt like I needed to fix that. So I sat here and thought about why I wasn't happy with what I was producing. It's because this video, I hadn't taken enough effort to make things like I have in a couple other videos in the past. So this one isn't going to be as good as some of those other ones. But in a strange way, it's still very important because this is that moment where we have the conversations with ourselves about the work that we do, and we're honest with ourselves and we say, this is that point where you make a judgment call and you decide to do better. I openly admit I wasn't doing the hardcore work on this particular one, but I recognized it. And now the next one is gonna be even better. Now I probably could have put out the original one 100%, everybody would have been fine with it, would have gotten some thumbs up and some likes, but I decided, no, I'm not gonna do that. And I didn't have to do this confessional here, but I always want to be 100% honest with you as well as myself. So this is an opportunity for me to call myself to the mat and say, okay, you said suck less, Dave. Well then, start now. This one's still not great, and I admit that, but I am sucking less than I was yesterday when I filmed the other piece. This one's a bit rushed because I need to get it out to you guys. It's Thursday when I film this, and this is supposed to be out Thursday. So here it is, and we'll do better next time. So what would it mean for me to suck less than what I'm doing right now? Good question. Things I've thought about today. Number one, go in with more of a plan. I had a plan going into this particular video, but it was super loose. And so each video needs to have more of a plan. And I don't mean just a plan about what I'm going to talk about, but a plan about all the other things that I share. Like, don't just always lean on doing a high-speed time lapse, because that's gonna get old after a while, right? I've done other things, I've filmed other things, I've shown other things, and I haven't done that. So more plan around what else I'm going to show with the life around me, the things that I encounter, the environment that I happen to be in, because that, I think, is what makes this interesting, plus also lends a little bit more context. So more planning, more environment, more stuff. Stop resting on my laurels. Stop doing things that I know are easy and automatic. And yeah. The funny thing is, I took this away from being 2 times a week to once a week so I could write the book, which I'm very close. It's still a couple of thousand words off, but I'm very close. Because I'm not doing this twice a week like I was, I feel like I've kind of lost my chops a little bit. I know that I only have to film once a week until I finish the book thing. And so I just kind of say like, well, I'll make it happen when it happens. Instead of knowing I gotta be on my game every single day because I need stuff to film for the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Yeah, I kind of sat back and relaxed and just hoped you guys would appreciate whatever I put out. Not anymore. We'll do better. I don't even know how all of this is going to mix together for this particular video. It's gonna be a mess, and I openly admit that, but at least we have a conversation going on, at least I'm talking to you, and maybe you'll respond and tell me, you know, things like, oh, Dave, don't be so hard on yourself, which I know some of you will, but then some of you be like, yeah, this one kind of not so great, which I'm okay with too. Just please don't do the thumbs down thing, because I really need that. I need the thumbs up. Anyway, back on with the original show, whatever's left of it. I know this looks like a mess, but I promise you there's something happening here. I've got plans. It's just got a way to go. A long way. Speaking of things that suck less, instead of me filming only one ending for YouTube that I just happen to smash into Facebook because I'm too busy to do two, I'm gonna do two. If you're watching on Facebook, you're gonna see Facebook stuff. And if you're watching on YouTube, you're gonna see YouTube stuff. And if you're watching on Instagram, you only get a minute, so you won't see any of this. And since you are watching on YouTube, then you will also appreciate something else that sucks less, which is this end card, where YouTube has put this space for me to put things for you to click on, namely to subscribe or buy my things. Go buy my things, which you can do right here, or subscribe here, or watch this video right here. That's kind of where I think they're supposed to go. I'm new to this, but I'm getting better. I'm sucking less. Folks, that's it for this time. Remember, do those things, like it out, share it with your peeps, and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in a couple of days. And remember, be good today, be even better tomorrow. See ya.